now. She introduced me to alcohol at a young age. I was like 13.
You know, I didn't really have a role model when it came to women. My role model were my friends on the street.
And what were they like?
They like sex. If you locked, it was bad.
Did you have braces too? You locked braces?
Locked.
Yep.
Like, I didn't bring a girl to see my mom until my mom asked me if she thought I was gay.
What?
Yeah, she was like, "You're not gay, are you?" Thinking like, this is what it takes to earn their attention. But I didn't realize that all you really needed to do was get better. Basically said, you are ugly as f. You know what? I think women ruined my life.
Oh, I did.
So the first time I actually was like getting ready to do some stuff, I thought the thing was in the front.
Brand new caddy.
168.
Let's get this relationship conversation going.
Yeah. So you might be wondering, why is this called the 168th hour?
You might be.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of reasons for that. But the main reason is because we actually created something within our relationship called the 168th hour, where we sit and we take 1 hour a week and we just hash it out. So why don't you go ahead and get into it?
Yeah, because I mean, look, we're in a relationship, and usually when you lovey-dovey with your baby, you know, you're always good, you're always fine, right? But then you ever notice that, like, you have this beautiful relationship and you post pictures online, you go through all the, you know, all the things, right? And then you notice that, like, the honeymoon phase kind of goes away.
And the real colors show.
The real colors show, but you kind of still don't have those conversations until it gets to a point of blow up.
Where you have to. And then all those little things that maybe bothered you in the beginning that were brushed over because of the what you call the puppy love phase.
Yep.
You got to talk about it eventually. Like, even if something as small as chewing with your mouth open. You know?
I hate that.
I always make fun of him because he hates mouth noises. Anything mouth related.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
It's terrible. Mom used to have some mouth noises. Anyway, so that's what this is all about. It's about being able to have conversations with people that you love or you like or you don't like, even your enemies, just being able to sit down and having a true kneecap to kneecap conversation and telling them about how you feel, where your guard is down, and being able for them to try to find common ground with you to find common ground with them. And maybe you guys don't agree, but at least you got the chance to be able to have the conversation.
Yeah. And we want to be able to use this platform to not only talk about relationship stuff, family stuff, friendship, like maybe even things happen in the world, our society. We want to have a lot of fun with this too.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what we're trying to do. And then as we know, well, we may not know, there's 168 hours in a week. So that's specifically why we chose that number, because we're taking this last hour, this 1 hour of the week, to just get down and dirty.
Right. This is like the raw conversations, the real conversations, the conversations where you don't hold back.
And there's something about walking into this, like intentional conversation, where like you all of a sudden become okay with like criticism, because you want to hear it so you can get better, and you want to give it so they can get better, and together, whether you're a couple, a friend, a coworker, or whatever, it just works. So
yeah. So today we're actually going to be doing a 168 conversation. We talked about a couple topics already, and we're going to bring one out. But before we do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Drew, and this is my beautiful baby, Cayla.
Yeah.
You're never going to hear me call her Cayla. I'm always going to call her babe. Even if I'm upset, I'm like, babe! But
I haven't been able to call him Drew since the day I met him.
So that's going to be a one-time only type of thing. But yeah. This is going to be that conversation where we get the chance to kind of go deep. And we want to hear you guys' comments, man. Have you ever had any issues with the things that we talk about? Or if you guys had, you know, topics that you guys want to be able to bring out and for us to be able to talk about. So I've had plenty of relationships, you know, boyfriend, what the heck? I've been a boyfriend.
Boyfriends.
Been a boyfriend, girlfriends, marriage.
Yeah.
Definitely have a lot of years of relationships, friendships, you know, went to school in a place that who knew I was going to be there, South Dakota, raised up from California, you know, lost people in my life, gained people in my life. So as far as like having those life experiences over these years, I have a lot of them. So I think that being able to talk about those things on air be one, therapeutic, but then I think it also will help some people out.
Man, talk about life experiences. I mean, when you look at, my story, I entered our relationship, 2 kids already. I went to college. I played sports throughout my life, instruments. I danced for years. Like, so speaking of, experiences too, we have a lot to talk about.
A lot.
A lot that we agree and disagree on.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. So, hey, I bet you wonder why the heck we got this hourglass here. Hey, like we said before, we got 167 hours out of the week, but this is the 1 hour that we about to hash it out and have a real conversation. And we want to hear what you guys got to say in the comments, man. If you guys like the content, say something in the comments. Let us know you're there. Subscribe, because this is our very first episode of this podcast. It's going to get better as we go, and we're excited. We're excited to be with y'all. And you ready to get this thing cracking?
And if it gets spicy, y'all choose a side. It should be mine.
My side. My side
is
of the
best
podcast. All right, let's do it.
All right, you ready to flip it?
I'm ready to flip it.
Let's both flip it.
All right, so.
You got to hold a pole.
You can't hold it like that. You got to go around.
Okay, you
ready?
Do it then.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Begin. Yeah. All right, so we are a blended family.
Yeah.
Right. I came in the relationship with 2 kids, and then now we have one together. We have a daughter.
Yeah, we do.
And my eldest son is getting to an age where he's interested in girls and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I know, like, dealing with like a blended family, dealing with other step parents and things, we have a mixture of opinions and expectations and things being taught. Mm-hmm. So like one of the things that's starting to really come up a lot is this dating thing, like kids dating. Like, so I think the question is like, when is it time to start dating? Like for you, like as a man now,
yeah.
What is your history with dating? When do you say it's a good time?
You know what? I think women ruined my life.
Other women, right? Other women?
Other women.
Other women. Other women. Okay. But other women's.
I think dating is a big responsibility, right? So I take you back when I started, right? So I came up with a family, everybody's step except for me. My mom and my dad were my mom and my biological dad.
Oh, so all your other siblings were step or
every
half?
Other brother, it's all half the steps, okay. Right? So as far as like having a real close relationship with them, they're all older too. So that's even more distance. The closest relationship I have is with my sister. And, we grew up together, right? We're 5 years apart. But then you got to think about my brother is 5 years apart. And it kind of goes up from there. So we're really spread apart. I'm bringing that up because I didn't really have a role model when it came to dating.
Oh.
I didn't really have a role model when it came to women. My role model were my friends on the street.
And what were they like?
They like sex. That's what they like. They like sex.
So did you kind of go with what they like since that's what you were around?
I didn't know about any of this stuff. So my like I was trying to tell you before we even got on this, right? My first kiss was in 4th grade, I believe. I remember.
Dang.
Very ghetto girl too. Ghetto! She was ghetto.
That's what you like, huh?
She had braces. It was a terrible experience. I remember we was on the bus. We kissed. We locked. It was bad.
Did you have braces too?
Mm-hmm.
You locked braces?
Locked.
Yo. That's like a nightmare that you only hear about in movies.
It was locked. It was nasty.
How'd you get it out? Did you have to like maneuver?
It was bad. It wasn't good. Yeah. But anyway, I talked to her. We got together. It was my first kiss. And then
on the bus?
It was on the bus.
Okay.
And then she said it was nasty. It probably was nasty. Like we broke up, right?
You don't even be thinking about your breath at that age too.
I think my breath is good. But from that age, in 4th grade to like now, I pretty much had a relationship.
So you kind of just been one back to back, one after the other.
From 4th grade.
What?
Yeah. So pretty much back to back to back.
You know what I say about, I don't mean to get off track, but what this reminds me of is well, a lot of people struggle with is not knowing how to be alone. Like I struggle with that. Like I didn't start dating in 4th grade, but back to back to back guys. Like even if I was just interim, just talking and texting, it was still always somebody there.
Yeah, see, like for me, one girl broke my heart, and then from that I developed a personality.
In 4th grade, you got your heart broken?
It was like 4th or 5th grade. One girl broke my heart because I really liked her a lot, and I decided to go after her. But I didn't have no guidance on this. I'm just going after her, and then she said some stuff. We'll say that on another podcast, but she said some stuff.
Okay, save it.
She basically said that you are ugly as fuck. That's what she said. But she didn't say it directly to me.
To somebody else, and they said it to you?
Yeah. So what happened was back in the
Oh.
day, you used to do the three-way conversations.
Yeah. Oh, you heard her say it?
Yeah. Well, I was like, hey, man. Because I had one very charismatic friend, right? And I was like, yo, why don't you holler at her? He knew everybody. And we were elementary. So, but he knew everybody. He's so funny. I even put a lot of my personality based on him. And I was like, bro, why don't you try to hook me up? Because he had an in with her or whatever, right? And he said, all right, I'm gonna hook you up. So we did the whole, phone call, three-way thing. See, back in our day, we did three-way.
All the time.
So we got on the phone, and then I'm on three-way, and I put my phone on mute. And so she couldn't hear me. And then he's like, yo, what's up with you, my dude, Drew? And she was like, Drew, who? I was like, the thing is that I was asking her out every day.
Oh, you was doing too much.
I'm in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just liking her.
Just thirsting.
I'm liking her. So I'm like, so he's like, what's up with you and my boy Drew? Right? And what she ended up saying, she's like, Drew? Ugh. He's ugly as fuck.
I am so sorry.
It scarred the shit out of me.
I'm so sorry.
I'm 34 right now and just still remember that.
Oh, God.
It got me, it made me feel like I was ugly. Because the person I had a crush on, crushing hard, made me feel like I was ugly. So instead, I ended up changing my whole personality from being who that person was to trying to be funny.
What?
From that age.
So then did you start getting the girls you wanted once you switched it all up?
Not really. But I wouldn't approach girls no more.
They come to you?
I would try to be funny third party so they could come to me.
Wow.
So I lost my whole...
It was a strategy.
I lost my whole mojo though. Because imagine if that would have went well, I probably would have had more confidence going to girls in the future. But I literally didn't feel that. And I didn't have another man like my dad or my brothers or anybody to come up to me and be like, this is how you handle women. This is what you need to do.
So did you ever have that at any point? Like
nope.
So all 34 years, you never really had that person?
Not until I got divorced.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had to learn all these things. So you said at what age you trying to, start having these relationships and stuff. Well, I think it really depends. You have some guidance because I would go broke over women.
Wow.
I would spend money that I don't have. I would do a lot of
sacrificing.
Things because I'm thinking like, this is what it takes to earn their attention. But I didn't realize that all you really needed to do was get better. Like I was an athlete, so I was already attractive. You feel what I'm saying? Like bodily, like my body was bombing. It was booming. But like I was an athlete. I was already I was already like going somewhere, but I thought that I was nothing because they're pretty. And I'm somebody I think is ugly. So I got to try to do...
Ever since 4th grade.
So what happened is I turned from this person of trying to be, it's a confident person. I turned from that person to a person that needed to be a people pleaser in order to gain a relationship.
Wow.
So it just changed my whole thing.
So you probably weren't even attracting girls that you really shouldn't have in your life.
Exactly. So I would get in relationships that I didn't even want.
Okay, so didn't want because they weren't cute or because they weren't your type?
Both.
What?
Yeah, both. Because like the relationships that I would end up getting is with women that were usually broken.
Wow.
Because
you wanted to fix it?
Because I could fix it. I felt like I had a place.
Wow. That's crazy. So that just went into a pattern of... I mean, did you date a bunch of women or was it just like relationships that were all dependent on you?
It was like I would get into a relationship I didn't really want. Most times it would be like, I want to have the friend, but I wouldn't get with the friends.
So you would settle?
I would talk to the other friend, not talk to them to get with them.
What do they call that? What do dudes call? There's a word for it. Like you the homie, like... You know what I'm talking about?
My friend, I don't know.
Like you the ace, like you could just go and you would get the leftover. Like there's a word for it.
Whatever it was.
If y'all know the word, tell us the word in the comments.
I don't know the word. But that's what it was. I just felt like I wasn't enough to get what I wanted. My question would always be like, what can I offer her? Especially if she had everything. Like she had her mom, if she had her dad, if she was already doing well in education, if she was going somewhere. it was weird. It was like,
Okay. Do you understand? Okay, this is a woman's perspective.
yeah, let me hear you.
Do you understand that your thought processes were not normal for that age? I don't imagine other guys or other boys thinking I have nothing to offer this girl because she's got a tight knit family. She's got X, Y, and Z. What do I have to?
I'm like
Usually they're
talking
just like looking at the looks
and
and
trying
how
to
much
get it.
fun they can have
But
and
see,
sex.
I also grew up in church too. So like
Okay.
growing up in church, it was like you don't have sex until you marry.
Okay.
And so like I wasn't having sex, with people back then.
And your parents were older, so I'm assuming a little more old school because
school.
my parents were younger. And let's just say my mom was the opposite.
So yeah, so like I didn't bring a girl to see my mom until my mom asked me if she thought I was gay.
What?
Yeah, she was like, "You're not gay, are you?" She sounds just like that too. She's like, "You're not gay, are you?" It was like 10th grade or something like that. And I had been dating.
She was like, "What you mean, mom?" Like, no.
After that point, mom seen everybody.
Dang.
Because I grew up with the whole thing of don't bring anybody to come
Just
see your
anybody,
mom.
yeah.
Bring the person that you feel like you're gonna be with forever. And I was dating people that I like literally, I was dating them. And look, not saying they're all ugly. They're pretty, but just mostly times broken.
Problematic.
Something was up, you know? And then the ones that I really want, I was just too freaking shy to go after it.
So like, did you ever like let time pass and you found out that those people you really wanted you to? Like, did you ever have that conversation? Like, I was on you back in 9th grade.
I got one person.
Yeah.
One person I can remember off top. Okay. So I was like in 11th grade, right? And I had a crazy crush on one girl. I had 2 crushes in high school that was big, but one was crazy. Like I would have said, "Hey, we get married now."
What? To now?
To now. Like 17 up to 16, whatever day.
So what happened? Like you connected as adults?
Well, she was with like an older football player, and I think he already graduated. So they was together, and then they ended up breaking up. And like a little bit of that was intimidation, right? And you didn't really want to like battle against that or whatever.
Because you played football too, right?
So. But he was older. He was already gone. Type of things. Gotcha. College, things like that. And so I felt a little bit out of the league there because I was never like a superstar. I was good, but I was never like a superstar. He was more like a superstar. Okay. And so, she, I felt, was out of my league. But I was like, yo, I want to have it, right? Yeah. So I never approached her or anything like that. But it was like the last day or second to last day out of the school year, right? What ended up happening is this girl comes up to me with her friend. They all fine. Fine girls is all together. All click up. They just click up. Yeah. Fine. All y'all. Fine. All y'all. Dang. But I'm nervous. So I'm buffed though, a little bit buff because you living there. And so she comes up and she said, "Hi." I was like, "Oh," I couldn't even speak. I was like, "What's up? What's up?" And she was like, "I want to give you the cutest upcoming senior award." I was so mad. I was hot. I was like, "You waited till the last day to give me because if she would have gave it to me, my MO was if she would have approached me, I would have been on it. Yeah. That wouldn't have stopped. It would have been all good. Pictures and I would have been on it. But she gave me this. I was pissed. So
she was older than you though.
1 year.
So she was on her way out.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. You should have went after her on Facebook after you graduated. Nah, you were in a relationship, huh?
I don't know what happened.
And another one.
But yeah, to go back really quick, yeah, I think it's just too young to date because.
So what's a good age?
I think you gotta focus on you when you're a young dude.
Yeah.
Like I think if you focused on you, if I'd have focused on me and put all that energy I put into women into me, oh my gosh, where I would be.
So you don't think that it's important for an adolescent to have that experience with girls and being young and maybe going into college and then still into girl, like you don't think that's important?
They slow you down so much. Like you've been with men, right? You have boys when you growing up, they slow you down because when you start talking about sex, you start talking about hanging out, you got to go to the movies, you got to court with money you don't got, you got to do all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like if the relationship break, you don't even have this relationship with this person no more.
That's true. It's like it never happened.
It's like you lost like 3 years, 5 years. It's just gone, and then all you have is collateral damage of whatever was going on. But I see certain dudes that I think there's also the other extreme where they wait until they in their 50s to finally get in a serious relationship. I think that's crazy too. That's extreme, yeah. So
Dang.
I think that I mean, I don't think it's bad to like somebody, but I think it's more important to build yourself up, build your body up, get stronger, get a
Mentally
career.
strong,
Yeah,
everything.
don't feel like you need to be with this, like this person owns you. And that's kind of how was happening in a lot of my relationships. I would base my stake of my life on this person and how they felt about me instead of how I felt about myself.
Like people will literally not even go to their dream college for a significant other. Like going out of high school, like, oh, I don't want to leave. So their whole future changes for this one young love.
You know what's crazy? I almost did that.
Really?
And it was for a relationship like I didn't want, but I tried to save the relationship with the baby. Yep, I tried to save it
with a baby.
It was already sinking, but you're stupid. You're dumb because that's something that you feel like you got control of, a relationship. You may not have control of your work and your job and all the business and all the stuff that you do, but you feel like, yo, I got control over this. I can.
If I have a baby, everything will change.
Yeah,
and
so I tried to use the baby. We tried to have a baby as glue, and the baby didn't survive. But the same thing,
so y'all really went through with it.
Yeah, like legit, tried to, and then it's crazy because like even after going through these, I would talk to my homeboys like, "Dog, you dodged a bullet," and for me, I felt like I lost a baby.
It's deeper for you.
It was deeper for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and that's scarring right there. Dang. See, so for me, growing up, dating and boys and everything, my experience was a lot different than yours because, like I was telling you, my mom was very young natured. Like I probably shouldn't even say that, but we all grown now. She introduced me to alcohol at a young age. I was like 13. It was my 13th birthday, and I used to hang out with a lot of guys. I was kind of like a tomboy. I was into sports and stuff. So one of my best friends was a boy, and I actually used to date him. I dated him first, and then we cut it off and just became best friends.
How does that work? That don't work.
We were young. I just wasn't attracted to him. You know what's funny? Side note. When we were dating, we only met each other once. It was a summer camp. Yeah. It was like a stay away camp. So we never saw each other. We didn't have FaceTime, Zoom, nothing.
Yeah.
And when I wasn't attracted to him ever. He was just fun. So I called him and he picked up. He was like, hello. His voice used to crack all the time, so I can't do it. And I just put the phone to the radio and I played Say Goodbye by Chris Brown.
That's funny. One of my relationships, that song had me on the rocks. I was boo-hooing.
That's something about that song.
That song got me.
I think I must have been like 11, 12 or something.
I was old. I was in college when that song was getting me.
I was in middle school. Yeah. No, it was older. You saying it was older. Yeah. But so she would go pick up this best friend I had. Like every weekend I was there and we would roll. We would go get hotel rooms and not just me and him, but my mom was like into gambling. So she'd get a hotel, like a presidential suite. We'd be kicking it.
Yeah.
Like no funny business because I was a good girl. Like no funny, no sex, nothing like that.
But you guys was like in the hotel
in the
together?
Hotel room together. I was in middle school, probably.
With the boys?
Yeah. I was in middle school, maybe high school. Probably middle school though.
See, that's that age when I got my first lap dance in middle school.
You had a lap. Oh, I remember that was a thing in middle school.
I got my first lap dance in middle school, and this girl was not cute.
It always happens that way, huh?
She was not cute. Her friend was cute, but her friend was with this other dude that we was all like in a clique or whatever. And but
so you were just sitting there looking at the friend like
no. The lap dance to me was so good that I called her up.
And she became your next girlfriend?
I tried to make her my girlfriend. But I said something corny I said something like you trying to be with me or whatever like that. And she was like, "Why you want to be with me?" And I like quoted like Ludacris' song, saying something like, "Cause I could do something with your for fantasy."
No.
I don't know. She
said no. Huh?
I think she hung up.
Oh my gosh.
But I wasn't tripping because she looked like a bird.
Well, at least you dodged the bird.
I dodged the bird. Yeah, it's wild.
Hashtag dodge the bird.
But going back as far as like when is the best time to date? I honestly think that you should get yourself together first. Even as a kid, I think like if the kid, because like, man, the more busier you are, the more attention you get. So when I was in college, I remember going to one of the bars. It was like a bar called the Char Bar. So if y'all in South Dakota, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's at the Char Bar. So I'm like on the team was I on the team at the time? Maybe I wasn't on the team at the time. And so like this girl looks at me, she sees that I'm black. There's nothing but white people there, so sees that I'm black, and she's white. And she looks at me, she starts dancing, and then she stops dancing. She says, "You on the team?" I was like, "I used to be on the team." She stops dancing.
Ooh.
And like, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was all when you status. It's all status. And so I just think about like if as a young man, if you can understand like how can you build yourself up? How could you get stronger mentally, emotionally? How could you work towards the person you're trying to be? That woman that I felt like I wouldn't be, like that
you weren't good enough for.
I wasn't good enough for. I would be either good enough for or beyond good enough for.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that because I didn't believe in growth because I didn't have somebody that taught me. And so it took me a real long time to learn.
Dang.
Yep.
Yeah, see, like I can't really say I had a lot of like role models when it came to dating because my dad never really talked about it. I just knew he was an absolute no. I was raised by my dad.
Yeah.
For the people that don't know, my parents split when I was 2. They were married, they divorced. My dad raised me. I would see my mom every other weekend. So I would get a dose of my mom's like wild life every other weekend for 2 days and do what I want there. And then my dad structure. But I would talk to boys on the phone after 9 o'clock. You know, remember them days? The minutes, the free minutes after 9?
Yeah.
But he wouldn't really talk to me about boys. My stepmom wouldn't really talk to me about boys. It was only my mom, and she encouraged it. You know, she encouraged safety, but I mean, she even was trying to help me get my first tattoo before I was 18. You know,
you gotta see, like, she was trying to put you in, and
put me on.
But your dad had you sheltered.
Yes, and I was around him most of the time, so I think that's what saved me. Because if had I been any other way, I probably would have been fast. I probably would have been peer pressured a lot more. You know, because I did go through a lot of peer pressure when it came to boys. And people trying to get me to smoke weed in high school. Like, it was crazy. But as far as dating, like, so I started liking boys young. I was like 2nd, 3rd grade when I had my first major crush. I used to write in my diary all the time about this boy. Like, my dad actually found a ripped out page. And when I kind of talked about it, I was so embarrassed. I can't even tell you what I said. It was embarrassing. This is another episode. Okay. Another episode. But just thinking about what you're saying, like, I think it's so important for a girl to have an identity first. Because what's going to happen is if you're going from boy to boy, you become boy crazy. You going from one to the next, things don't work out. You start to develop your identity to whoever you're with. And you learn from person to person. And you just become this person that's an accumulation of everybody you've been with. Unless you're really into things on your own. Like if you're really into sports and you have enough time away from that person, you end up molding to them. So I kind of feel like that's a little bit of what happened. Like I wasn't really big on dating, but I would talk to guys a lot. Like I was on AIM a lot. Sometimes I would do those little what do you call the rooms? The conference, the chat rooms, like on the phone, the hotlines.
The party lines?
Party lines, yeah. Every now and then I was doing party line that say the ASL, age, sex, and location.
Damn, we didn't see. I used to do that on like
on AIM?
Not on AIM. I wasn't doing it on AIM, but it was like little chat rooms on back in the AOL days. Damn.
My first boyfriend I didn't meet him until like we had broken up. We were together for like a year or so. I met him online.
You met a boy online back then?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then I didn't see him until we were able to go to the same movie theater one day, like years later. But so I wish I had that guidance. So as far as like the girls' side of it, dating, developing an identity, we go through so many hormonal changes and so many stages in life. Like even in puberty, dangerous to be dating. So if I really had to give it an answer, I would say in young adulthood, like I would say,
like what, 21, 22, 23?
I would say early mid 20s.
See, like, all right, there's a problem with that though. So the problem that I was thinking even back then, like middle school, high school, was like, damn, if I don't find somebody now, how am I gonna find somebody when I get out? Like if I don't like in college, people wasn't like dating like that. They was whoring, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they was doing. There's a few people that I see that got a relationship out of college that made it out. Most of them were scathed, not unscathed. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. Like I was thinking like, yo, I wanted a relationship. I always wanted to have somebody by my side, right? Because I seen my parents do it. So I was kind of like, it's supposed to happen where you have a girl that's with you and ride or die.
You go through all the phases of life together.
So that's what I seen. So I was trying to emulate what I saw.
I was always a long-term person too, like even in my young age. So like if I had someone, I would always think in that way, like, man, long-term, like graduating high school, going to college, like getting married after college, like because that's kind of who I was back then. I felt like I had pretty good morals. I was like against sex. Ultimately became a young mother at 19. Different story. But
Almost. I think we almost had a baby.
same year, huh?
Same year. I think I might have been 18, 19, somewhere around there. We had a scare early, and then later we actually tried to do it, and we did it, and then we miscarried.
Dang. Yeah.
So yeah, it was rough. That was rough.
Man, but like I think about our daughter, she's 1.5. And the world is so different because although we are like the internet age, because that's when it became a thing, like a real thing.
Yeah.
They have so much more. Like we couldn't FaceTime nobody. I imagine even being able to FaceTime people back then, you would stick to them, or it would probably more would happen.
Yeah.
You're able to do so much as a kid now. Like, and I almost feel like it's hard to hide these things. You cannot hide a lot of these things from the kids because everybody's doing it.
And we got the internet. That's the biggest difference. I think we those in between kids that was in the dirt, and now we got the
now
computer
the internet. Yep.
and the phones, and they got access. Like our oldest has access to everything. Sees stuff that I didn't see until I was older. So I think this stuff is disruptive. That's just me. But as far as dating, you saying 20s, I'm saying the conversation needs to be had with the parents because I never had the birds and the bees combo with my parents even after I had
didn't
sex.
really either. Not really.
Never had the conversation. I wish I had the conversation. I was held out of the schools learning, like what was it called? I forgot what it was called. Like schools would be able to show all the different genital parts and how things work.
The health class?
I was out of that.
Or sex ed?
They took
you didn't take sex ed?
Nope.
Oh, I did.
So the first time I actually was like getting ready to do some stuff, I thought the thing was in the front.
Like the belly button?
Like,
or like just the front
of the pelvic. Like I thought it was in the front. So when I was feeling, I was like, "Where's it at?"
Oh no!
I was like,
she didn't tell you?
I just kept going. I was like, "Oh, what is that?"
And your hand just went all up in it, huh?
Slide to the left.
Dang, and your whole life changed ever since, huh?
You never know.
You just never know.
Just never know.
Dang.
So that's how it happened. But yeah, I think they should wait. I know they always say wait because you're curious and you see so many beautiful women and beautiful, whatever. But like waiting is big. I think if you can get into what you're supposed to be towards your purpose, you're gonna find a woman that's gonna be there. I think the challenge is like, are they gonna be there for you? Or are they gonna be there because of your skill set or your money or whatever else? A weird thing that I did when I was younger, and I don't know why I thought like this when I was younger, but I always wanted to be broke when I found my person so that
you could build together.
Because I didn't want her to I didn't want to be able to think like she just want me for my money.
I feel you.
And we running out of time.
Okay, well, I have like a really grounding question.
Okay.
With all of this being said, how do we approach our blended family and our daughter together, right? Because I know we have the eldest. We're sharing him with another parent. There's only so much we can prevent, especially now that he's living with that parent. And then we have our daughter, who's a girl in this world.
So one, I wish my dad would have not dated, but had more dates with my sister.
Oh.
Would have been closer with my sister, taking her out, drove to the beach with her, had conversations, got deep with her. Because they didn't, she was seeking that from men, and usually it's the good for nothings. Because the ones that are going after stuff don't really give people time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like I'm gonna look at that as a lesson I'm not gonna do, and I'm gonna have more time with my daughter. So we're gonna go to the beach together. We're gonna dance. We dance a lot already.
Yeah, she
We have
loves
a lot
it.
of little things that we do, but I want her to be in love with me so much. I used to date. I tried to date this one girl, right? And I tried to give her earrings, and she like rejected my earrings. I was like younger, but she rejected my earrings, and she was like, my daddy told me not to wear nothing fake. At the time, I was pissed. But now I'm glad that she had a dad that had a standard. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that standard was put into that daughter where she felt like, you know what? My daddy told me that I'm strong, I'm big, I'm good, Yeah. And since that relationship was there, she was not going to accept no bullshit. I want to be able to have my daughter had that kind of relationship with me to where she understands don't accept no bullshit. And
Yeah.
that's that for the older kids. Did you want to comment on that?
Yeah, it just reminds me of my upbringing because although my dad didn't necessarily talk to me about boys, we spent a lot of time together. Because we lived with each other, so we would go on trips together all the time. He would take me off roading, bike riding, fishing, and at one point when we had a store, a skate store, we were in the store all the day together. I even got my first period with him in the
Oh
store.
my gosh, I didn't know
Yeah,
you know all that.
yeah, that's a story in itself. But like just having that relationship with a dad, almost makes you have that like not only the respect but like a fear of disappointing them.
Yeah, and then you gonna bring somebody that's worth meeting your dad
Yes.
instead of you bringing riffraff. And you
Yes.
know your dad is not gonna take no riffraff. And I think that's a big and important. So far as the younger, that's how I'm gonna be with that. The older, it's like the 6-year-old, teaching him how to be more of a man, like how to earn, how to learn, how to build himself up. So he doesn't put his worth in the games or put his worth in women because
Mhm.
they're fleeting.
Mhm.
But if he puts his worth in himself and start like glorifying God, like going towards the things that are tangible, he'll see that those other things are going to come to him anyway.
They'll come anyway.
And I think
And
that's
he
both.
already has such a natural like leader spirit.
Mhm.
Like we got to hone in on that now.
Yep.
So I can see that. And now with the 11-year-old, I think we just got to continue to influence him as positively as we can,
While we can.
when he's with us.
Yep.
That's all we can do because I can't take someone else's teaching. I mean, I can
Dang.
tell him I'm against it. Are we out of time?
We are almost out of time.
But positive influence. Cut.
That's it.
Well, that was good. I mean, I feel like I have a much better understanding of our dynamic, like our history, what type of parents we want to be,
Mhm.
and what we want to emulate and teach, not only to our kids, but to everybody that's
Yeah.
listening.
Dang, dude, that was cool. I didn't
Yeah.
expect it to go so deep into our stuff. I guess what else would we talk about? But
Yeah.
yeah, dang, that's crazy. But yeah, the final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Yeah. I want to see these girls you used to date in fourth grade. I
Fire.
want to see the cute one that gave you the cutest upcoming senior award. I want to see who these girls are.
That was in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was in high school. But why you want to see these people?
I'm just curious.
Final thoughts.
Like,
that ain't no final thought. That's some.
I'm just
that's
curious. Like, I'm not the jealous type, but I'm just thinking, like, how do they look? I don't know. That's dumb.
That's weird.
You have any final thoughts?
Not like that. Oh, I want to see the boyfriend that you went to the hotel. I want to see
The
that
hotel.
the hotel with. Let me go see him. Yeah. Final thoughts is I'm glad that we talked because it reminded me what I want to do with Layla.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that.
And
Oh man.
and it also reminded me like spend some real time with the boys alone, hanging out with them, you making a relationship more so with them so that they can don't have to end up making stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
Because it takes that one mistake to ruin your whole life. And I see it ruin a lot of people's lives. But we out of time.
Yep.
Anyway, hey.
That's another 168.
That's 168. Our number one. Our first episode with the 168th hour. And if you guys didn't notice, this is a 30-minute clock. We're gonna eventually get an hour clock. And if it ever got heated, trust and believe we're gonna flip it and we're going in overtime. But right here, I think we kind of agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
We were just having more of a conversation. So tell me what you guys do. When do you think it's too young to date? Like, do you think it's too young when you're super young? Do you think we're too strict as parents? Or do you think it's because
our
of our
expectations too high?
Yeah, or is our expectations too high? Were we just too sheltered? What about you guys? Were you sheltered? Like, tell us about your experiences with dating. If you would have stopped, if you would have, did it earlier because you couldn't find nobody when you got older, tell us.
I'm so curious to hear about anybody that has a child, like a preteen, that you're currently present day dealing with. How do I approach them about dating? How do I stop them? Or how do I introduce them?
Man.
Like, what are you going through? Because we going through it in
We
real
didn't even
time.
get into like the porno online and all the different stuff that we got. We didn't even go into all that. But anyway,
Next episode, that's another episode right there.
It's the 168th hour. Hey, well, we're gonna be having some deep conversations. We don't got no tagline yet. Y'all gonna be building with us as we go. And so we love y'all, even though we don't know y'all. I hope that something that we said, helped, and hope that you guys bring comments that bring some, some worth, some value to the community. Let's build something together, y'all. So make sure y'all subscribe, y'all click the noti bell. We're looking to have this happen at least once a week, but maybe sometimes we'll do it more. But we're having some real conversations, y'all.
Yep.
And I don't think there's any limits. I think we're going to be trying to
Oh,
touch
no
everything.
limits. This is where it gets real. Guards down, and y'all get to be a fly on the wall. So
Yeah.
we would love to do this with you guys in the future. If there's any, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
But hey, if this is on any other podcast, click the 5-star rating. And other than that, it's your boy Tolly, YBT All Day. That's my nickname. But I go by Drew. It's my nickname also as well.
So what's your real name?
Real name is, I ain't gonna tell you, never heard of him.
And I'm Cayla. Sometimes call me your girl Kay, but Cayla, same difference,
Love y'all.
And so we do. We love each other and we love y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, good job, baby.
Brand new caddy.
168.